Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode. I believe we're on season 4, episode 2.
Episode 2
of Diva Unfiltered. I am your host, Dominique the Diva, and my best friend is here.
And of course, I'm Shay Parker.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. And
oh man.
How you want to start this?
Okay, let's start how we usually do before we really start dragging.
We've got some things to drag, but make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, you ring that little bell so you don't miss a notification and all that good stuff, okay? Because you know, we best friends.
Especially if you really love us. If you really love us, definitely subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss a beat of the Diva Unfiltered podcast.
All right, so if you've been here, A1 Day Ones know, instead of asking, how you been? You know, we always ask, what you going through? Who wants to go first?
Man, well, I mean, I guess I'll go first. We'll keep the tradition going. I feel like I always go first. Yeah, but it's cool. I feel like this week was just so surreal for us. I guess this is like a joint what you going through because we released episode 1 of the Unfiltered podcast. And so it's been a super busy week of just making sure like everything is good and getting feedback from people. We definitely support we appreciate all of our supporters and our listeners for sure. And honestly, we felt like it was a dream, but now doing episode 2 right now, we know that it's really real. So that has been the highlight of my week since we were last on the Purple Couch. It's been a tiring week at the same time.
And honestly, we had like Monday off or something, and it didn't feel like we had Monday off at all. It was still like the busiest week ever, like honestly.
So tired.
But I kept saying, too much is given, much is required. Right. And also this week, I've had to tell myself several times that this season just requires a different type of grind. It just does. And it's like things that are on schedule and, you know, it's not always matching up to the energy you may have or your creative juices, whether they're flowing that night or not, but you still got to get it done. So after I tell myself that this week, I found myself using Shay's line, which is get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
Like just get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've even purchased this auntie ass stair stepper off Amazon that I cannot wait to get because I need to make sure I'm working out every day. So I have this stair stepper on the way. I'm going to be in the living room like this, y'all. I'm going to be looking like a 1970s in my workout gear.
Listen.
Like, I don't care. I need to make sure I get the workout done. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not going to be cute on the ground.
She's doing the workout here.
I'm just going to be doing this. Until June, this is me. And when I'm skinny, y'all going to be mad, but...
Okay, Diva literally sent us links, me and my friend Jazz, like these links to this auntie workout stepper. Well, that's what she keeps calling
TikTok made me buy it.
But I'm like, you know what? That's right, because sometimes you don't always have it in you. You don't always have the extra 5 minutes to go downstairs.
Yes.
Sometimes you just got to get it done right there, and that's really what it's all about. But I could have swore you were like a 76-year-old woman watching an infomercial.
I am.
Because where did you find that at?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just was like, oh, I got to get me one of those. Get your little cardio in while you watching an episode of Real Housewives of Potomac or something. But I just want to get it in any means necessary. And so your line of like getting it done, but you know, even if it's not perfect, is doing well, because this is around the time of year where it's either you can sink or swim. Not in a sense of sinking or swimming, but you can either go back to those 2022 habits that you said you was getting rid of, or you can stick to the whole, like, nah, I'm on my new shit. Right. It's fine. Don't listen to them people out there that's like, oh, you should have been doing that. You could have been doing that. Yeah, you could have. But also the new year is a great time to go ahead and reset and get a new vibe and create some new habits. And so that's what I'm doing, my little stair stepper. Y'all gonna be asking me like, Dom, so how was the workout?
I love that for you. I love that for you. But that's definitely been our motto. And I gotta say, the getting it done and not worrying if it's perfect. Of course, you're always gonna want to pay attention to details and perfect what you're working on. But it really has been helping me. Like, you know what? You fell off yesterday with the workout thing, but that's okay, because you're gonna get up tomorrow. You're gonna go downstairs. You're gonna get on the treadmill, and you don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait for a new year. But I just love the vibe that a new year, a new month, a new day always brings. And I'm like, those type of people who say shit like that really just, they're just always stuck in the same place.
Yeah, I love the get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, does it apply to every single thing? No, because just look at the set, right? We wanted to pod on this set, and we wanted to wait until this time. We wanted to wait until we found like the perfect setup, and we finally did. And so sometimes it does take sticking to your guns for the vision that you do have in your head that you're trying to get out to the masses. But again, on a daily basis, when you have those everyday goals, the little steps matter as well. And that's why I think that's such a good saying to have. Like, just get it done. Don't worry about if it's perfect. Like, just make sure you get it done. Another thing that that I've been going through, I don't know if it's capitalism or what, but I don't know. I've been here, but mentally, I've been in South Africa. I don't know why. Like, I am becoming one of those people who's thinking like, wow, like with the grind. And I feel like also living in America, we just have to grind. But like, what if we didn't?
What if we didn't?
What if I could just live in South Africa and just like pick my fruit fresh from my garden and live in a mansion for $150,000 and just be black and just walk around free, black, just being black and just be my black ass in Africa? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be one of those people that's just like, a part of me you just wish I could just move to another country and just live and have fun and not have to worry about all the things that we have to worry about. So I've been going down rabbit holes via TikTok or wherever, but really tapping into their dance music in South Africa. And I'm a Piano is like this new genre that is just so dope out of there. Like, it's dance music, it's EDM, it's jazz, it's piano. It's such dope music. I don't even know what these artists are saying. I don't even care.
Doesn't matter.
The music, I'm like sharing the music. I'm sending Shay a playlist.
I'm like, send me the playlist.
I'm cleaning the house. I'm singing along. I'm looking up artists. Shout out to DJ Waffles. I fell in love with a new international DJ. She's doing her thing. And I am just so engulfed in the music movement that's happening in South Africa right now. And I think that's so dope. It's literally across the world. But there's a small part of me, and I don't know if it's a Sagittarius, adventurous person in me, that I really wish sometimes that I could just move into another country. And like, I love being Dominique the Diva. I love Dominique the Diva. But if I didn't have to be her for my livelihood, I would just be this woman living in Africa, just being black.
Absolutely.
Just eating fresh
And you
fruit.
never know what life holds.
Not
like, you never
bras.
know. Because I feel like for me, traveling is something that I love to do. Before I really started, working heavily in radio and media, I was gone once a month. Like, I was not here, and I loved that part of my life. I feel the most peace when I'm at water, when I'm in water or by water. I'm a water sign. And so for me, I always dream of this life where whatever I'm doing it from whatever part of the world that I want to do it in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like living in America and being on this grind, capitalism, it's all about you are working to live.
Yeah.
And you're living to work.
Yeah.
And in other parts of the world, it is not like that at all.
No.
So I feel like the more you expose yourself to that, it's really more of a mindset thing to detach yourself from thinking that my value comes from my career or that my identity comes from my career. And that's something that I really had to come to terms with when I was going through different challenges in my career, is that who is Shay Parker outside of Shay Parker?
Oh my God, I feel you with that, because when guys be like, oh, what do you like to do? Everything I like to do
is connected to work.
Is what I be doing.
Is what you be doing.
And you really have to think, hey, I know sometimes I've seen people say, do you guys have hobbies that are just hobbies and not hobbies that's a side hustle? But it's like, living in America, the eggs are $6, bro. That hobby better be a side hustle.
Okay.
It's like, we don't even get a chance to really just enjoy and just enjoy the blessings that we have sometimes. And even looking into, like I said, I've been in a rabbit hole in South Africa, anyone who's come over here to work that's, on their platform talking to their homies back home is like, yeah, Americans don't cook like that. Why they don't cook? Why they always go to McDonald's?
They don't got time.
And they were like, listen, they don't have time. They work so much and so hard that sometimes they just pick up food on the way. But in other cultures, cooking is a big deal, and they cook for everybody, and everyone's coming.
And you better eat. You better eat it too.
And I'm just like, wow, you really do have to, if you're well traveled, then you may understand, like, wow, how we live is kind of is a bit stressful.
It's very stressful.
Because I really wish sometimes, like, I could just move to South America, move to Costa Rica, and just be a beautiful woman, living my life, and people be like, oh, are you Dominique?
I think I seen you on the Diva Unfiltered podcast. Well, listen, friend, I feel like the sky is the absolute limit with technology and, with all of the things that make our working world possible.
Yeah.
You never know. You're 35 now, you may turn 45, and we're doing this podcast in South Africa, bitch. Like, seriously.
Pass me a mango. I'm like, my titties flow.
Okay.
All right, that's what we going through. Now let's tap into a few things here that we wanted to talk about.
Let's tap into a few things.
First of all, Lori Harvey, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Once again, and I wish we could put up the old podcast clip that we have when Lori Harvey first got on the scene and she was dating and everybody had so much to say. Oh my gosh, she was seen with this person. She was in the car with Trey Songz. She's dating Diddy. She's dating his son. And it was just all of this madness. So it's crazy to see years later that she's still creating so much conversation, just being herself. The girl says 6 words at a time.
She barely talks to you hoes. And she did sit down with E! News recently and Adrienne Bailon, and they asked her, exactly like, what is the best advice your father ever gave you? And this is a little bit of what she had to say.
Remember that you're the prize always. Say that one time. Just remember that you are the prize. Yes, that's like his golden slogan for me. Yeah. And what does that mean for you in relationships when you're like, I'm the prize? What does that mean? It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer serving me.
Talk about it, Lori.
Now, some way, somehow, y'all found a way to find a problem with what this man has instilled in his daughter and the fact that she has actually listened to him and is executing on those things.
It's weird.
It's weird. And you know what? It has really revealed to me, y'all don't have daddies.
Yeah.
And that's the real problem.
Y'all need to go find them because y'all need some help. I could not believe hearing her say this. My dad told me to remember that I am the prize and this is what it means to me. And then see all of the negative comments about what her dad instilled in her was baffling to me. I do not understand it at all. How could you find something negative? Because if she was sitting up here complaining about being Future's 6th or 7th baby mama, if she was sitting here complaining about anything, y'all would have told her to do what? You better find a better partner then. That's on you then. How you ain't know that already? Well, that's on you because it's always on her.
He already had 20 kids and 6 baby mamas.
You need to do better. You need to make better decisions. So these are some of the comments that I actually saw.
And you know what, friend? Before you even start going through the comments, I just want to say you better be grateful that Diva is nice enough to block your name out. Because honestly, we need to bring back shame. I really want us to bring back shame. Because you should be shameful of the things that you say on the internet.
If you're writing comments on the internet, we just might call you out and get unfiltered about it. But this comment said, in reference to the Lori Harvey video, you are not a prize. You are equally accountable for making things work, taking decisions, sorting it out, nurturing a successful relationship. Again, that doesn't equate to not choosing the best for yourself, but take accountability for it. Take that invisible crown off your head.
But if we listen back to the clip, did Lori not say walking away from situations that are no longer serving me? Accountability for understanding and realizing that a situation is no longer serving her, and then also taking accountability to take said steps to detach from that situation. I'm confused at what we're confused about. I'm confused as to what we're mad at. And honestly, what I've noticed just in my personal experience with not only men but also women is that people are scared of beautiful women who know themselves and know what they want and are not afraid to go after it. Why? Because they are not able to do that. They are not able to do the same thing, men and women, because there is some old auntie somewhere in those comments saying the same thing to Lori because she's been in a miserable marriage for 50 years. So she wants that for everybody else and feels like that should be everybody else's life.
Projecting.
Instead of making choices and decisions that benefit you, because guess what? That's what everybody else is doing.
But again, also, you're absolutely right. Isn't that what we tell our little girls though? Like, and she's just implementing that, like you said. Here's another comment here. It says, this is a bad, toxic way of thinking. Thinking you're the prize and thinking you're not going to settle for anything less. That's a bad, toxic way of thinking.
Not to mention,
a
lot of the time, girls walking around with this mindset don't bring anything to the table other than looks and sex. Well, guess what? That used to be enough.
Girl, now we gotta
That used to be enough.
Now we gotta pay bills.
Now we gotta go 50-50 with you on the bill.
God damn, I wish I could just be pretty.
Now I gotta deal with your 6 other baby mamas. We used to ain't have to do that back in the day. Your grandfather went and made another family down the street and you never heard nothing else about it. Now
we gotta co-sign.
Now I can't even marry you because you want child support with this other baby mama and I don't need my, you know what?
My debt to ratio fucked up.
You know what?
Okay, moving on. No, they ain't done.
Had it.
They ain't done.
Oh, you ain't done?
Someone said, true. Just remember, you won't be young and pretty forever.
Oh.
And as you age, you won't have the same leverage you did when you were younger. Ask Vivica Fox. Vivica's like, now
why am I in
how did I get in this? Nigga is like, I'm fine, I'm doing my thing, what the fuck? Anyway, ask Vivica Fox or women in their late 30s and 40s who have had this same mindset as her, respectfully.
So disrespectful.
She said, someone else
I love this woman right here. I love this reply.
She said,
right
y'all want women to be scared of aging. She is out of your league bag. You have no business trying to speak on what leverage she has or will have.
And honestly, can we really just talk about this like aging factor? Because this is a tactic that has literally been used since the beginning of mankind to instill fear in women.
And newsflash, we not scared of getting older. I'm not scared of getting older.
There are so many older women in our lives that we see them literally living their best lives. I want to be like them.
Can I be like
And some of them are married, some of them are not, but they all live very beautiful lives. And what I want women to understand especially is that aging is a beautiful thing.
It is a gift.
It is much better than the alternative.
And as Black women especially, we look better when we age. Oh my God, I do not want nobody to think that I was born like right when the 99 and 2000 started. I don't want to be confused with that. I want my years. I need a long season. I need my Regina Hall season. I need to get my
Mariah Carey season. Because what is the skin routine, girl? Mariah, if you're ever listening to this, send me the skin regimen. I will pay whatever money I need to pay to have that skin, girl.
Listen,
it's a beautiful thing. And honestly, older women date. They date younger men. They date older men. They do what they want. And so this scare tactic that's being used to just put fear and instill fear in women to just settle and get with whatever man that they can find.
But I feel like only Black women have to hear that from our community. That, oh, well, if you don't do something, you're just going to be old and get a cat and a dog and just die. I don't really feel like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because, and it's also confusing because y'all niggas, that means that y'all niggas really, really hype y'allself because cleaning up after y'all is not all that fun. Or just like having to wear that hat of a wife is a very serious role that I take very, very seriously. And it takes a lot. It's a lot of women out here that have given everything to a man. And when they get to a point where they're older and they don't know what they like.
And they don't know who they are outside of being a mom or a wife.
They don't know how to take care of anything at all. It's a very scary time for them in their life. And so I have to say that I am so happy that you, and even with you, have that season of being able to live alone, to take care of yourself, to know what's what, to find out who you are outside of your work, outside of your career, what you like to do outside of your children, outside of romantic relationships. Right. It's such a liberating thing. So stop trying to scare us with us getting older because like we look finer the older we get. And our shit's still kind of working and your shit kind of going limp. You know, it's weird.
And let me really just say this, because especially in today's age, the dynamics of relationships have very much so changed.
Let's talk about it.
We know that Black women are making the most money that they've ever made, and that we are very much so outpacing our counterparts, Black men. And so when we think about marriage, some of us do expect to have to contribute financially to that marriage or to that situation, which is fine. But what I really also need Black men and is that a lot of times when it comes to a marriage and that woman you are expecting that woman to work and to contribute to the household. Being a wife is not the flex. Being your wife is not the fucking flex that y'all think it is. Coming home, cleaning up behind your ass after a long day of work and having to take a kid because you done missed all of the details that are needed for school the next day, and then having to think about how we got to go back into the workforce and into the office to then work and come back and do it all over again, do it perfectly so that you have what you need, so that our kids have what they need. And it's like,
bitch, I'm tired.
Y'all don't even realize that that's not a flex. So a lot of times being alone is actually way better than being with your ass.
Hello, because I'm about to order Uber Eats.
And call you when I need some dick, and then you can go.
And go about my business. But another reason why I feel like also when it comes to the dynamics of relationships and marriages has changed is because of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974 that I put up here. Because I just wanted to be able to reference when women started to be able to get their own bank accounts and have their own independence. October 28th, 1974 was not that long ago, but that is when the President Ford actually signed the bill that prohibited creditors from discriminating against race, religion, origin, sex, marital status, or age.
Now let's put this in perspective as well, because my mom was born in 1960. My mom is 60 years old. So 1974 was not that long ago.
It's not that long ago at all.
And as we know, with the Emancipation Proclamation, that just because something is signed into law and it is now legal does not mean that it is effectively being enforced
immediately.
Nor does it mean that women or minorities or whoever the law applies to is not being discriminated against. So imagine you in 1974 getting ready to leave your abusive ass, drunk ass, drug addicted ass husband with your kids, and you going to the bank because you want to get a bank account because you need a bank account because you need to get yourself an apartment, you need to buy food and different things you need to do, and they're discriminating against you because you no longer have your husband's last name.
Mm-hmm.
The little box that you check on the application now says single, and ma'am, actually, we don't really know if you meet the criteria to have a bank account here.
Now, that wasn't that long ago, but ever since then, Black women been making so much money. They've been starting so many businesses that even capitalistic America is like, whoa, now, watch out for them. Let's give them some loans. Let's help them out, because the Black women that went to college got their... They're not playing at all. And they also not taking that shit that auntie and grandma used to take, because we've been had our own bank accounts and our own credit score, okay? And we tired of co-signing for you hoes. Another thing, new data from the Federal Reserve showed that single women without kids actually pocketed $65,000 more in wealth in 2019 than single child-free men.
So you know what that means, right? That means you niggas don't have no money. That means these women are having kids with you and you don't have no money. Why is a single woman with no kids taking home $60,000 more at the end of the year than a married woman with children? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Oh, but we're gold diggers. We want all your money, even though you don't have nothing. Crazy.
Which brings us to our next question. All of this stemming from the Lori Harvey video. Trying to scare us into being old without y'all. But actually, that
sounds great.
Sounds fine. A lot of older women who are single, lifelong singles, actually, were found to be a little bit more healthy.
Yeah.
Found to have less health complications.
Yes. Found
to be able to take care of their own bills and whatnot by themselves.
And I will say this as well. Like my grandma, bless her soul, she passed away in 2020. And my grandfather passed several years, before her. And, my grandfather and my grandmother had a loving marriage, all of the things. She loved that man to her core. But she did tell me after she passed, that if she had an opportunity to do it all over again, she would be a businesswoman and she would chase her career. She would do all that other shit.
Yeah, because to her, like growing up, how she grew up, us being able to live out our dreams and go after them full force just had to be something amazing for her to watch you to be able to do.
Yes.
Because back then it was so much as get someone who can provide for you, hurry up and marry. I mean, my great grandmother would tell me that initially, was she that attractive to my great grandfather? No. Did she grow to love him and grow to attract him? Yes. However, at the time, listen, he was in the military. He was very stable. He was traveling, and she wanted to get out of her parents' house. And it made sense at the time to go and do that and then have all 50, 11 kids, you know, they used to do back in the day, have all those kids. And things are just different now. That's really what we're getting at with this. Things are just different now. It's fine. Do not try to succumb to what society or, you know, our elders told us needs to do.
Every time.
You might do that. And I don't regret my mother raising me the way she raised me, which was to be a kind, independent woman and to be able to take care of myself. Because at the end of the day, that will never leave you. It's like, okay, and you can actually date men for the way that they treat you and how you like them.
And how you like them.
And not be in a situation where it's like, oh, well, I need him because I don't know where my next meal is coming from. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know what I'm going to be wearing. Because, nigga, I know.
And can we be honest? That honestly is the bottom line of the issue. The bottom line of the issue is that, like, men have to be likable now in order to get the type of woman that they may desire. You know, there are women out there that, you know, don't necessarily have anything or can't take care of themselves right now or don't have an education. However, a lot of men don't necessarily want those women. You know, they like the strong. She went and got her degree. She worked in. She got her own money. She don't need me, but she want me. Until it gets to a point where that balance between the man and the woman is so unequal that now you feel threatened as a man. Now you feel intimidated. You don't feel like you're needed. And the bottom line of that is that a lot of men are just figuring out, okay, now I have to be likable and I have to have some shit going on. And I gotta have my career and the money and be stable. And you gotta like me. Because back in the day, you could be a drunk, a drug addict, abusive, a rapist.
But they say,
but if
he's
you
a good man, Savannah. He's got land, he's got a mule, and he's got a job, and he's gonna take care of you. Go on and do it. They didn't give a fuck because your third grandpa removed. Your ass was gonna get married. Now
and you was getting out that house.
He was getting out the house. Now it's not it. Which brings us to our next question.
Yes.
You know, are men the prize too? Because those were a lot of comments I saw under the Lori Harvey, video of her talking about being a prize, and a lot of men were, well, we're the prize too. Well, what about us? We're both the prize to each other. I think it's interesting that men even want to be a part of this conversation. I kind of felt like,
like how they want to have their soft era too now. How now that we're in our soft girl era, the guys they're getting facials and they're doing all the things.
I suppose. I mean,
but let's be real, y'all don't have daddies. No shade. There are a lot of people out there that were not raised by their dads or their fathers were not in their life, or maybe not even their dads or fathers, but they just didn't have male figures in their life. And so you watched your mom do it alone. You watched her do everything on her own. And so now you think that when you get with a woman, she's supposed to do it all on her own.
And guess what, baby?
She's supposed to fight. She's supposed to be strong. She's supposed to fight for you.
I don't want to be strong. She wants to be the fucking incredible fucking Hulk. I don't want to be strong.
So
I want to be soft.
I want to be soft. I want to be a damsel in distress. I can't even blink without your ass, okay? I just can't even.
Save me, honey. Honey, I was trying to pull the biscuits out of the oven. I burnt my hand. Oh, let's order Uber Eats.
Oh, God, there's a strand of hair on my pillow. What happened?
Oh, brother, call the maid.
That's really what we want to do, but sometimes we're just not in the position to really just fall into our womanhood in that way.
Now, if you can get your woman to do that, now that is the flex.
That's a flex.
That is the flex, because we are tired of making decisions all the time about everything all the time. And then we have to make decisions about household stuff. No, please. Even like where to eat. I know a lot of times we don't know what we want to eat, but just tell us where we're going sometimes. And then I'll get dressed, you know? But back to the question. Are men the prize too?
I have the answer. Pick me.
Okay, shit.
Okay. Men are a prize. Women are the prize.
I like that. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Chey. Some men are definitely a prize. Some of you niggas is trifling. But some men are definitely the prize.
Some men are the
prize.
Or
a prize. That man, you know, protecting his family, providing, always got something going on, what they call, got motion going on, doing their best, being kind, taking the time to spend time, to nurture relationships, you know, doing stuff for his community, doing something that keep him active, doing something for the kids, doing sweet things and being mindful to his partner in a romantic way, things like that. Yes, I would say I like that. Men are a prize. Some men are a prize. But a good woman is
the prize. Now, a lot of you niggas can't lead, so this doesn't apply to you. But for the ones that do, you know who I'm talking to. Men, we talk about them being the head, and a good woman is the neck. So she allows for the head to be connected to the body. Everything flows, everything is organized, everything is structured.
Yeah.
Everything is moving on one accord because of the neck. Point blank,
yeah.
Period. Your neck is connected to your spine. I just love that analogy. And so you see so many highly successful men, even Diddy, who is not married, but has been, you know, in relationships with women who have allowed him to reach the heights that he's reached, to have the kids that he's wanted to have, to have the family that he's wanted to have.
Yeah.
But how many times do we see women who are not married, who we don't even see the man behind her, who are still just as successful? And so to me, I just feel like a woman just adds the logistical dynamic that as a man, you probably are not even thinking about.
Yeah, because we pay attention to so much detail and we pay attention to things before you even thought about them.
Yes.
You know, that's why we have 10 pillows on the bed. You know, we need 10 pillows. Fucking around with you, it would be 2 flat ones. That needs to be changed. But I definitely like that. And also, after having a child, it's just like, wow, I really assisted God. In a miracle, we are the closest thing
to God.
Walking this earth, giving life, and then we go back to work. That's
it's crazy.
Insane to me. If you really, really think about it, and if men could experience that, their egos now would be so much bigger. Because it's like,
thank God they don't have that ability.
I just brought life into this world.
Can you imagine if men could have kids?
You can't say shit to me. You know what I mean? Because you just can't do that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
my God.
I agree with Chey. Some men are a prize, but women are the prize. Okay?
And let's also be clear. All women are not the prize, and that's what I need you hoes to realize.
This is trifling assholes. Wow. A lot of y'all is just trifling assholes. But I do like that it says 61% of single women say they're happy with their relationship status. So that means a lot of single women is happy when not having to deal with y'all as headaches. A further 75% of single women are not actively looking for a partner. Mean they really don't want no parts of y'all because y'all are that annoying sometimes, compared to the 65% of single men.
Okay. Now, you know they're going to ask you where you got these stats from.
Well,
we'll link it. We'll link it in the description box.
Yep. All right. We're going to move on because the other thing about love and marriage is a lot of times it can end in murder and mayhem and neck getting chopped off and a chainsaw and your teeth coming out.
My favorite genre.
Crime shows. So we're getting unfiltered about the fact that Chey and I, what is this obsession we have with crime shows?
Every man that I date thinks that I'm crazy because I am so obsessed with true crime. I love documentaries.
Me too.
I will skip the fictional scripted version of shows like The Good Nurse or the Jeffrey Dahmer series for the documentaries because the documentaries are always way wilder and I just love learning new things. And I think for me, the true crime, murder, mystery aspect of it is just like the suspense.
I know,
right? I just love it.
Why is it that like I'll have it like on my AirPods? I could be like folding laundry and I'm like listening to something and it's like, and she never came back from McDonald's, but her stomach was found over here and her head was found over there. And I'm just like folding the washcloths. It's like, and then he put her in
hey babe.
Hey, how y'all doing? And he put her eyeballs in the juicer and proceeded to. And I'm just like,
proceeded to make it smoothie.
But you know, I've watched so many crime shows that sometimes when I see certain things on the news or on TV, I'm like, oh, I already know. And unfortunately, when I saw this young lady, Ana Walshe, that she was missing, I knew that her husband had did it. I said, find the husband. If you find the husband, you will
find the murderer.
You find the murderer. And that's what happened. Ana Walshe's case just hit, the news waves over the last few weeks since New Year's. And her husband has officially been arrested with her murder.
Now listen to this, y'all. I think this was the first really big murder case of 2023.
Yeah.
And when I say I cannot wait for this to come out on Netflix or on an episode of Snapped, I can't wait.
Snapped, Fatal Attraction.
This
Those
story
are all my shows.
is crazy. Give us the spark notes.
Okay, so basically, Ana Walshe here, a very beautiful woman. She works in D.C., but she also lives in Boston. She's from Massachusetts. She travels to D.C. every single day for work. She's a realtor who's had a lot of success, because she has like $1 billion portfolio or whatever. But cameras caught her husband, Brian Walsh, smiling after
now look at his ass. Look at him.
Arrested. Look at him, smiling.
Look at him.
With this goofy smile. Why is his head so blocky? He looked like Roblox. Like it's bothering me. I can't believe he was smiling when they arrested him.
Looks like a murderer to me.
Looks like a murderer to me. Now this is what they're saying happened, because some people were over their house New Year's Eve and said, oh, they were having a good time. They couldn't tell anything was wrong. Then the next day, all of a sudden, she was missing. And they were texting her, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Nobody was going to respond back. He had also texted someone Happy New Year and then said a couple days later, like, oh, my kid lost my phone. I just got my phone back, and, it's all good. So basically, he killed his wife, obviously, but we don't have a body. But he also wanted to know if he would be charged if he didn't have the body. So we don't know what he did with it, but we do know that he Googled a lot of things. One of the things that he Googled, though, was what state is the best state to get a divorce? Okay, then he kept going and going and going, Googling other things. Then we get to 4:55 in the morning. You know how you be Googling crazy stuff at 4:55 in the morning?
At this point, the lady was dead. At this point, because why would you be Googling this? And look at these timestamps: 4:55, 4:58, 5:20, 5:47. This lady is dead, and you were in a panic.
Okay.
And you were trying to figure out how you can get rid of this body. Okay, I've seen it before.
4:55 a.m. How long before a body starts to smell?
It gets better at 4:58. It says how to stop a body from decomposing.
Everybody knows you can't stop a body from decomposing.
Now, why would your dumb ass Google that?
You have to get rid of it. And this is what I'm saying. Men are so stupid. Like, I would not be Googling these questions. I would have been watching 168,000 documentaries leading up to the big day of when I was supposed to do my thing and have all these answers. You just can't go on there asking how to clean up a dead body. You got to watch Jeffrey Dahmer a couple more times. You got to pay attention to the Lori Peterson case. You got to do things like that to really see what happens here. But no, you want to be dumb on Google at 5:20 a.m. how to bound a body. 4:57 a.m. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
This is the one that got me, because first of all, the audacity of the listicle Google search right here. 10 ways, give me 10 so that I have options, so that if I really need to, why would you really need to?
Why would you really need to? You just stumbled upon, got yourself in a little pickle, and you really need to get rid of a body. This is what you should do. 6:25 a.m. How long for someone to be missing to inherit? Insinuating a motive here, right? That he was looking to inherit some money. Now, I don't even know, we don't even really have time to dive into his money issues and how he already had been on house arrest for fraud. Hello?
Listen, now, not only that, but Brian Walsh was known to be a very charismatic guy, very soft-spoken. No one ever even heard him raise his voice, right? But he has also been caught in some very, very shady things. One of those being his dad died. The man wasn't even in the ground for 5 seconds, and he done tried to sell his house, done stole $1 million from the man.
Dad.
From his dad, from your own damn daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong.
They were selling assets and things leading up to that. But Anna,
then what happened with the friend? The paintings that he stole?
Oh yeah, he stole some fake, like, what kind of paintings were they? And sold them for like
Andy Warhol paintings.
Oh my God, and sold them for $80,000. Like, he cannot trust a man like that.
And made fake ones and sold those too.
Fraudster.
So this right here, I would like to point the jury's attention to 6:25 a.m. when it says how long for someone to be missing to inherit. This points to motive.
This is why I'm saying, though, you can leak my nudes, but please don't leak my Google search history. You will think so different of me. Like nudes, whatever, boobs, whatever. You guys see it, everyone's. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But the Google search history could kind of have you a little bit embarrassed, especially late at night. Because around this time, I'm usually buying something off Amazon or Fashion Nova that I don't need to be buying. I don't know why.
I'm Googling how early of signs of pregnancy.
Or Googling like...
Those are my Google searches at 5:47 in the morning.
If I haven't had my period in 7 days,
what does that mean? I'm on goddamn Reddit,
my
Quora.
Like, why Quora? You ever been heartbroken so bad? You like, how can I get him to love me?
Okay. Please don't search my my zodiac sign compatibility searches.
Why didn't he text me back?
Can a Gemini and a Cancer ever get along?
Oh, bitch, I always Google the zodiac signs. I always Google the zodiac signs. Like, are we gonna work or not? Like, okay. I need to know. Like, no, those Google searches.
Now, what he should have been Googling if he really wanted to get away with this, and this is just from my knowledge of watching all of the Snapped episodes that I could ever watch in life, you should have Googled how long for someone to be missing before the police do something.
Okay, hello?
What to do when your wife's not talking to you.
Yeah.
What to do. Now, you might have got off if you would have Googled those things.
The other thing was he should have, like they said they spotted him like buying $450 worth of like cleaning supplies like the day after she was missing. Like, why didn't you accumulate the cleaning supplies that you needed the months leading up to? Men are just so dumb. And you know, if you marry the wrong one, you might end up murdered. And that was just the way that we pulled those two stories together about Lori.
Yeah,
like,
well.
So if you're single and this is not working, it's okay, it's cool. Because honestly, a lot of women die this way. When we watch a lot of crime shows, we see that it's the husband or the boyfriend. I mean, I cannot imagine someone you said vows with in front of your whole entire family being the one that takes your life. But that's what happened here. And he definitely deserves to go to prison for the rest of his life. So justice for Ana here. But we just wanted to tap in on our love for crime shows and how sometimes literally, like we already knew how
really what this is the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. So the more that you fucked around on Google, the more you're gonna find out that you're not only going to jail, Mr. Brian Walsh, but you are also going to hell because what you did was wrong. Now, I personally think that he killed this lady in a panic. I think they got into an argument.
But they found a knife. Me stabbing someone is like very personal. That's what I'm saying. It's like a crime of passion. Yeah. Like what? You stabbed, they found a knife, they found all these other things in the basement. They found a house that had been on fire that he also owned that was on fire. I think he burned her body.
Yes, he burned the house that they owned. They owned several properties, throughout the state. They had tenants in and some, were vacant. And so he burned this house down and I'm like, was the body in the house?
That's what I'm thinking.
Now they ruled the fire accidental, but we'll see how things play out in the next coming week.
But it is hard to get a conviction with no body though.
It is. It definitely is. But I'm just
that's why you got to put it in a river and put the bricks on it.
Oh. Okay. So we're just gonna glide past that. We are not murderers, we promise. But I honestly also think that this man is just terrible because if you will do the things that he did to his dad and then you fucked around and then put all this stuff in your mama's trash can.
Ooh,
now, why is your mama in it?
He also Googled, is it best to get rid of the bloody clothes or to just wash them? And this was like, you know what? Some of you guys are too idiotic to even be murderers. You get rid of them.
I don't understand this.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm tired of telling you guys.
We'll tap back in next time with updates from the Brian Walsh case because it's just too good for the start of 2023 for me.
Too damn good. And you know what? I know some people, especially when Jeffrey Dahmer came out, people were saying like, why do you guys want to watch this? Oh, the victims are upset, or why is crime drama even popular? But guess what? It is just the reality of things. Like, I know I do enjoy a good little crime show, a little Snapped here and there, just hearing stories about what people went through or what happened. I think there's also a show on Netflix called like How I Survived a Crime or something like that.
Yes,
that's really
I love
good.
That show.
It's just interesting. It's just some people just find it entertainment, and fortunately and unfortunately, depending on what side you are, that's just another genre of entertainment. And so I can't be mad at it. But it was a lot of people that was like, why are you guys mad at Jeffrey Dahmer? This is like the third movie about him, the victims. And it's like definitely unfortunate. But everyone has like, you know,
yeah,
a story to tell.
I was just like, look, too bad, because I love me a good crime show. If I am sitting down to watch TV and I don't have any specific, you know, reality show or series to watch, I'm gonna watch a crime show.
You know why? I think also that I like scary movies, but a lot of scary movies aren't scary anymore.
That a real thing, true crime?
Is scary as hell.
Because you be like, this really happened.
Yeah, but like scary movies aren't that scary anymore. They actually just make me laugh. So
what are our favorites? Like, what are our favorite true crime shows? Because I love Snapped. I love I Survived, which is like the first person account of, you know, surviving the crimes.
Fatal Attraction.
For my man.
What's another one? I actually just go on like the true crime true crime on like
category
YouTube.
and
just pick all of them.
Now you talked about that show Don't Pick Up the Phone.
Ooh, that was actually a good one too. Yeah. So if you guys like crime dramas like us, make sure you follow us at Dominique Diva. That's Dadiva, because that's where I'm from.
And of course, you can follow me at I am Chey Parker. DM me, and I'm telling you, I have all the true crime recommendations for you.
Yeah, and I have tips on how to get rid of a dead body. So look, you guys make sure you like, subscribe, save, ring that bell, and do all the things that you can to make sure you keep up with us, just like we're trying to keep up with you. We're going to wrap it up this time. We'll be back, and we'll be getting unfiltered even more. I love ya. Mean it.
Peace.